Shannon, thank you so much for volunteering to work on camera with me today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
What I'm going to be doing is removing any obstacles to your fulfilling what we say is the perfect state that relates to that issue. When I am centered in my sacral brain and my solar plexus, that means I'm out of my mind. If I'm in my mind, I'm not going to get information because the mind is not wise and not awakened. So I center myself down here, and then I muscle test. And if consciousness gives me the answer that something is weak, my fingers come apart. If it's strong, they stay together. I don't do anything. I'm just a conduit. So I want to ask you what you feel the issue is, and then I can check and make sure that you're describing it accurately so I can find what weakens you, and then we can strengthen it.
I don't feel really great about saying it, but one of my key issues is family boundaries and feeling burdened.
So you're weak for burdens.
Like feeling like there's there's issues that happen. There's a lot of sadness in my family.
You're weak for sadness.
And, I just feel like I'm usually caught being the one that's responsible. So feeling very responsible for everyone's happiness and feeling actually a little bit guilty to enjoy myself in my life.
So let me see. You're not weak for caught. You're weak for guilty. Okay. So what are you guilty of?
Well, I feel like I almost have to keep myself separate because I am enjoying my life and, I'm a cancer survivor and I'm just living my life to the fullest. And there's been so much sadness in my family. When I was sick, my father died the same week. My brother committed suicide. And I have, issues now with immediate family members.
Okay.
And it just...
Yeah, you're not weak for those issues, but you're weak for the guilt. Now, when I do the clearing your path to infinite mastery work, I teach people the difference between guilt and regret. Guilt is something that people feel when they've deliberately tried to hurt someone else. So when you're feeling guilty, always ask yourself, did you deliberately try to hurt somebody? When you're setting boundaries, are you deliberately trying to hurt somebody?
No, but for some reason, I feel like I was raised to always be a certain way. So when I'm acting in probably a healthier way, it feels...
That's your conditioning. In the other videos, I talk about the conditioning that keeps you in fear. So that conditioning is keeping you in the fear that you're not doing the right thing. And as I said in the unconditional love video, that you're always in a pure state of love. And it's the conditioning that gives you the feeling that you're being bad in some way. So what I suggest is that you replace the word guilt with the word regret. Try that. I regret I need to set boundaries with my family.
I regret that I need to set boundaries with my family.
And how do you feel when you say that?
I feel sad to say that.
Okay, that's an appropriate emotion because sensitive people feel guilty because they see everybody's need and then they feel they're supposed to meet it. Okay, regret means, yes, you feel sad for them because you're feeling compassion for them, and you're also feeling compassion for yourself because you know that there are things that you need to do to have your quality of life at its highest level. So regret honors the dignity and allows for compassion for you and the other person, where guilt makes you feel diminished in some way, that you're being bad. So that's why I suggest replacing regret for guilt. Be aware of that in your daily life. When you start to feel guilty or you start to feel bad about yourself or second guess yourself, to just come back to the fact that you're not deliberately trying to hurt somebody. And when I've worked with somebody who's more on the sociopathic scale of things, if they feel guilt, you say hallelujah, because that means that they're really seeing that other people exist and they're coming into their humanity. You don't need guilt.
And I take it on.
That's the conditioning. That's the feeling that you're not a good person unless you, I had it, that I would feel like I'm being bad if I'm not making sacrifices. I lost a lot of money that way. Now I don't lose money because I don't feel bad, but, and that's where I want you and everybody else to get to. We're going to do some morphic awakening. I'm going to muscle test to see which protocol to use first. Information tune-up protocol. So now what I want you to do is I want you to drop into your heart. And how would you like to feel with your family?
The ideal would be that everyone was happy.
No, you.
Me.
Yeah, you don't have control over them. We're healing you.
Okay.
Now, as we heal you, it may spread to your family if they're receptive. See, one of the things that I always have to do is I have to muscle test because there was somebody that I would have liked to have healed, and they wouldn't let me in. And so you can't heal somebody that won't let you in. So we're not going to deal with your family right now. How would you like to be healed? What state would you like to be in?
Probably that I'd like to be able to just show my full joy and happiness, even with another, somebody else might be.
No, wait. Okay. We're trying to transform the guilt and all the stress with your family. So how would you like to feel in relation to your family?
I am willing to let go of guilt and suffering and live in love and compassion.
Okay, so you're weak for that, but that's what you want. So now we're going to do a healing, okay? So I want you to drop into your heart and just conjure up that feeling that you're living in love and compassion. And just breathe into it. So I want to see what you're weak for, and then I'm going to muscle test what the frequency is of a weakness, and then what the optimal frequency would be, okay? So the first thing, there are several issues. I'm going to say, are you weak for misinformation? No. Are you weak for rejected information? Are you weak for blocked information? Yes, you are. I'm going to measure the frequency of the weakness, and it's 80. Okay, so it's a range from 80 to 300. I'm removing, neutralizing, and clearing that. Now I want to see what your optimal frequency would be from 1 to 1,000. Great. 930 to 960. I'm entering, activating, and transforming. Okay, to 830 to 860. Try to stay in feeling that you're feeling this love and compassion while I'm doing the protocols. Okay, now I want to see if you're weak for distorted information. Yep. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Remove, neutralize, and clear. Now, what's the optimal? Optimal, I'm entering, activating, and transforming for 930 to 960. Now I want to see if you're weak or strong for degeneration of information. No, you're strong for that. And then the last one is non-sequenced information, so you're weak for that. So I'm going to see what the low frequency is. 50 to 90. Remove, neutralize, and clear that energy. And now your optimal is 930 to 960. So I'm activating, and transforming the energy of the non-sequenced information to that new higher frequency. And now I want to see if this new higher frequency of 930 to 960 is going to remain constant in your past, present, and future, and it is. And now, because we know from quantum physics that everything occurs at the same time, so we need to strengthen the past as well as the present and the future. Now I'm going to make sure that everything is restored in you to this new higher frequency. So I'm checking that you're remembering, that's strong, that you're resetting for the new higher frequency, that you're receiving the information, that you experience it, and that you're restored. And everything is strong, and the combinations are strong. So we're having an unusual experience.
Ooh, I love it.
So now,
I can feel it.
now, what do you tell me what you're feeling?
Actually, I just feel like I want to smile, like hearing every step of the way, every word you're saying. I just feel like joy coming through my heart.
Okay.
The possibility of feeling that.
Now, are you feeling it or are you feeling the possibility?
I'm feeling it.
Okay, now close your eyes and go inside and tell me what you're feeling, what sensations you're aware of.
Just like a fluttering in my heart, just a lightness.
Okay, now look around the room and see how people look to you.
Oh my God, everyone looks so happy, joyful.
Can you look at your sister?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you look at her?
I can see her again.
Okay, so you didn't feel before that you could see
I
her?
haven't thought of her.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, that you feel you can see your sister again. Now look at your mother.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you look at your mother?
I just feel like I can look at her without sadness.
You never want to describe anything in terms of what's missing. What is present? So there used to be sadness, but what's present now?
Just looking at her.
Okay.
Like
So just
on a level.
right. There's no charge. In Morphic Awakening, it's about being neutral. So it sounds like you're seeing your mother with neutrality, which is the highest state of awareness, to be able to be neutral instead of what were the emotions you used to feel.
The emotion of guilt, like just mostly guilt.
Okay, so that's beautiful because you were able to replace guilt with neutrality. Consciousness is neutral, and that's the state that when we awaken, we become awareness that's neutral. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I do.
I want to support you in any way that I can. So I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and to reach out to me on my website. I will make myself available in any way that I can to support you so that you can receive all the gifts that I've received.